My name is Steven Shiner. My newest book is called Shot Down, just released this month. I grew up in Coral Springs, Florida. I now live in Boca. I've always enjoyed books. My first job out of school was at a bookstore, so I really got into reading and books and storytelling, and I always had in the back of my mind the desire to write books, and I never got around to it. It took me 20 years to finally dive into writing my first book, which came out 3 years ago. Part of it comes from, we talked about fiction versus reality. Part of it is the ever-growing violence in America, and what would the average person do if they were ever in a situation like there was a movie theater shooting or something, and how would they handle it? So I just kind of got to thinking about that, and this story came out of that. Like, how would an average everyday person protect his family if they were ever in a situation like that? So I did a lot of research. I spoke to a lot of law enforcement and FBI and attorneys and things like that, and this story arose from all of that. Well, I don't want anybody to ever read my book and think that would never happen. I want it to be as realistic, even though it's fiction, I want it to read as true as possible. Shot Down is actually about a doctor who really is concerned about the ever-growing violence in the world. And he's a husband, he's a father, and he's very concerned about being put in a situation where he won't be able to protect his family. So he decides he's going to buy a gun, just in case. But he goes out and learns how to use it. He gets trained by the best. He wants to be responsible. He wants to be, good at using the gun. And then never thinking he's ever going to need to use the gun, but he just wants to be prepared just in case. So one day he finds himself in a situation where he's actually forced to use his gun and winds up killing someone. But the person he winds up killing is rather well connected, and so not only does he now have to deal with the psychological effects of killing someone, but now revenge is at his door. So he has to risk everything, his marriage, his practice, even his life, to keep his family safe and survive what's coming next. This one took between 9 and 11 months. It took a while. Well, my first book took 3.5 months because I had the story so well developed in my head that when I finally put it on paper, it happened quickly. It flew. It really flew by. So this book, because of all the research that was involved in the building of the story and the character development, took a lot longer. I think it's more young adult and up simply because there is some violence in them, being that they're action thrillers and there's crime, there's some violence, there's a little bit of profanity. So I certainly wouldn't go into much younger than, middle to older teen. I think fans of really any action thriller will enjoy it. Fans that enjoy reading James Patterson, John Grisham, David Baldacci, Dean Koontz, the big authors that really write mainly in the action thriller genre, crime, action, that sort of thing. I think those fans would really enjoy these kind of books. It's really just a story that I think people will enjoy, more or less. Really just because of, the air that is in society right now as far as politics and guns and things like that. So this is not a right wing or a left wing. It's really just an entertainment purpose story, but it's fast paced, it's action packed, and I think it's just something people enjoy.